Chapter 1. The haunting returns. A thick blanket of darkness shrouded the small village in Africa as the wind whispered through the trees, carrying with it an eerie silence. The sound of rustling leaves was drowned out by an unsettling silence, pricking at the villagers' senses. Something was not right. In the heart of the village stood an abandoned hospital, its once vibrant halls now a ghostly reminder of a forgotten time. The rumors spoke of a tragic past, one that involved a nurse named Adwoa who had met an untimely demise within those very walls. Legend had it that Adwoa's spirit, consumed with rage and seeking revenge, had been haunting the village for years. On this fateful night, the spirit of Adwoa rose from the depths of darkness, released from its tormented slumber. Eyes glowing with an otherworldly light, she glided through the village, her ghostly presence causing a chill to run down the spines of those unfortunate enough to witness her ethereal form. The news of Adwoa's return quickly spread across the village, triggering a mixture of fear and excitement among the villagers. Among them, there was one person who stood out, Akwasi, a brave and inquisitive journalist who had made it his mission to uncover the truth behind Adwoa's tragic tale. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, Akwasi ventured into the abandoned hospital, armed with his camera, notebook, and a lingering sense of trepidation. As he entered the desolate building, the air grew heavy, and Akwasi couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. Wandering through the eerily empty corridors, Akwasi found himself drawn to a particular room at the end of a dimly lit hallway. The door creaked open with an ethereal gust, revealing a room frozen in time, covered in a thick layer of dust. Adwoa's spirit stood in the center, her eyes burning like fiery coals. "Who dares enter my realm?" Adwoa hissed, her voice a haunting echo that reverberated through the silent chamber. Akwasi cleared his throat and nervously asked, "I am Akwasi, a journalist seeking to uncover the truth behind your restless spirit. Can you tell me what happened to you?" The spirit of Adwoa regarded him with a mix of curiosity and hostility. "Seek not what you do not wish to find," she warned, her voice carrying an undertone of bitterness. "The truth is a double-edged sword." Undeterred, Akwasi pressed on. "I must know the truth so that your soul may find peace. Only then can this village be free from your vengeful presence." A pause filled the room as Adwoa contemplated Akwasi's words. Finally, she let out a sigh, her ethereal form flickering slightly. "Very well, but be warned, mortal. Once you have heard the truth, it cannot be unlearned. Are you prepared to face the consequences?" Akwasi nodded, determined to uncover the secrets that lay buried within the hospital's haunted history. As he listened to Adwoa's tale of tragedy, betrayal, and untimely death, a shiver ran down his spine. The truth he sought had far darker implications than he had ever imagined. Little did Akwasi know, his pursuit of truth would set in motion a chain of events that would test the very limits of his courage and unravel secrets buried deep within the village's past. The ghostly nurse's revenge was far from over, and the stage was set for a haunting battle between life and death. To be continued. Chapter 2. Unsettling revelations. Akwasi sat in the dimly lit room, mesmerized by Adwoa's haunting story. His mind swirled with a whirlwind of emotions, fear, intrigue, and a gnawing sense of urgency to uncover the truth. The ghostly nurse's words echoed through his thoughts as he contemplated his next move. "Akwasi, Adwoa, your tale is both captivating and disturbing. Why did this injustice befall you?" Adwoa's spirit floated closer to Akwasi, her eyes searching his face for sincerity. "Adwoa, it was a dark time, Akwasi. I was a nurse here, entrusted with the care of the patients. But corruption had infiltrated these walls, poisoning the very foundation of this hospital." Akwasi furrowed his brow, leaning forward in curiosity. "Akwasi, corruption? How?" "Adwoa, the doctors, once noble healers, were consumed by greed. They exploited the resources meant for the patients for their own gain. When I discovered their vile deeds, I confronted them, seeking justice for those whose lives they had jeopardized. But they were powerful, and silence was their weapon." Akwasi's eyes widened, his heart pounding within his chest. "Akwasi, what did they do to you, Adwoa? How did they silence your voice?" Adwoa's form flickered, her voice trembling with a mix of anger and anguish. "Adwoa, they took away my life, Akwasi. They staged my death to look like an accident, erasing any trace of their guilt. But my spirit refused to rest, tormented by the injustice that had been done to me." Akwasi's voice quivered with empathy as he reached out to Adwoa, a gesture of understanding. "Akwasi, I promise you, Adwoa, I will expose the truth. Your story will be heard, and justice will be served. Adwoa's spectral form seemed to soften, a faint glimmer of gratitude in her glowing eyes. Adwoa, your determination is commendable, Akwasi. But be warned, the path you tread is treacherous. Darkness lurks where the truth hides. Akwasi nodded, acknowledging the risks he would have to face. Akwasi, I am prepared for the challenges ahead. Adwoa, the truth must prevail, no matter the cost. With a solemn nod, Adwoa began to fade away, her spirit retreating into the shadows. Adwoa, very well, brave Akwasi. But remember, the road to justice is fraught with danger. Trust not those you think you know, for darkness can reside even in the purest of hearts. As Adwoa vanished completely, Akwasi was left alone in the room, the weight of his mission heavy upon his shoulders. The haunting tale had given birth to a burning desire within him, fueling his insatiable thirst for truth. Driven by determination, Akwasi knew he needed to unearth evidence to support Adwoa's claims and expose the corrupt doctors. But little did he know that the depths of deceit ran deeper than he could have ever imagined. As he set forth on his investigation, the sinister forces at play began to take notice. To be continued. Chapter 3. Shadows of betrayal. Dark clouds loomed overhead as Akwasi delved deeper into his investigation, determined to uncover the truth and bring justice to Adwoa's tormented spirit. Each step revealed more layers of deception, painting a damning picture of the hospital's corrupt past. One rainy evening, Akwasi found himself in a secluded corner of the village, seeking out Dr. Kwame, a retired physician rumored to have knowledge of the hospital's dark secrets. As he approached the doctor's humble abode, nervous anticipation coursed through his veins. Dr. Kwame opened the door, his weary eyes reflecting years of both wisdom and burden. Akwasi, Dr. Kwame, I've heard stories about your time at the hospital. I believe you hold vital information regarding Adwoa's tragic fate. Dr. Kwame's gaze shifted, seemingly caught off guard by Akwasi's inquiry. After a moment of hesitation, he motioned for Akwasi to enter. Dr. Kwame, I have lived with the weight of guilt for far too long. Adwoa's spirit continues to haunt my dreams, a relentless reminder of our collective sins. Akwasi, what happened, Doctor? Tell me everything. Dr. Kwame's voice quivered with a mix of regret and sorrow as he recounted the events that had plagued the hospital. Dr. Kwame, it began with misplaced trust. Akwasi, a group of doctors, including myself, sought profit above all else. We diverted medicine, neglected patients, and turned a blind eye to the suffering we caused. Adwoa was the voice of reason, the nurse who threatened to expose our misdeeds. Akwasi listened intently, his heart heavy with the weight of the doctor's confession. Akwasi, what did you do, Doctor? How did you silence her? Dr. Kwame's expression turned somber as he revealed the truth, his words hanging heavy in the air. Dr. Kwame, we conspired to use her love for children against her. We fabricated evidence, making it appear as though she had harmed an innocent child in our care. The villagers, who regarded her as a kind-hearted soul, turned against her. Consumed by guilt, Adwoa took her own life in despair. Akwasi's eyes widened in horror, searching for answers that could perhaps offer solace to Adwoa's restless spirit. Akwasi, is there any way to amend the wrongs that have been done? To bring justice to her name? Dr. Kwame bowed his head, his voice weighted with remorse. Dr. Kwame, the only way is to expose the truth, to reveal the depths of depravity that we plunged into. But be warned, Akwasi, danger will follow those who seek to uncover secrets better left buried. Akwasi's resolve hardened, his determination unwavering. Akwasi, I will see this through, Doctor. For Adwoa, and for the villagers who deserve the truth. No matter the risks, justice must prevail. Dr. Kwame nodded, gratitude shining in his eyes. Dr. Kwame, may your journey be guided by truth and protected from the shadows that lurk. Adwoa's spirit will find peace at last. As Akwasi left the doctor's home, a chilling wind swept through the village, whispering secrets of betrayal and injustice. The road ahead would be treacherous, filled with unexpected twists and the looming presence of those who wished to keep the truth permanently silenced. With each step, Akwasi's determination grew, knowing that he carried the weight of Adwoa's spirit and the hopes of an entire village. The time had come to expose the corruption, to confront the darkest shadows of betrayal, and to unshackle the village from the grasp of the past. To be continued.